Hey everyone, hope everyone's doing well. Getting started here in just a couple of minutes. Let me know you're here by commenting, and we'll get this thing started up here in just a minute or two. Hey Katie, Mom, Sis, hey, how is everybody? Do a paranormal Q&A tonight. Hey Rob, how's it going? How's things up in Michigan? Been kind of hot down here. Got a pretty good rain shower earlier though. That helped cool it down. They've been pushing around 90 degrees recently. But yeah, it's been pretty warm. Matter of fact, we were out the other day and it was about I think it said 85 degrees. That was Saturday, and a big storm came through, and it was like 73 in a matter of 30 minutes. Really interesting. Tired, Rob? Yeah, I understand, bud. I understand. Tired, Rob? Oh, try it down. So anyway, so I got a Q&A tonight. I got about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 questions that we've been asked in the past, and we're going to go through those and throughout the stream. If people have any paranormal questions for us, we will answer those the best we can. Big storm hit here, then. God, yeah, that's what gets me. Like it gets, real heavy storm, and then when it does start heating up again after an hour or two, it's just muggy and nasty and ugh. But our garden needs the rain, that's for sure. So we got some good shower today for it. I'd rather the rain do our garden than to have to use a water hose. Hey Jan, how are you? Good to see you here. Yeah, the weather's been kind of strange all over the place. So it looks like we've got about 7 people in. So I'll get this started here with some questions. So we've had questions asked by, I've had coworkers and family friends, and I've been direct message before, things like that. So we get comments and stuff in our channel. So sometimes I just try to answer them the best I can. But I thought I would start out here with about 8 of them. And like I say, if anybody has a question they like to ask, me and Marnie will try to answer it pretty well, best of our ability. But the first question: have we ever been attacked by a spirit? And not to let's see, not to a point to where it's been bad. The haunted picnic area is a place that we've gone to and been able to investigate maybe 4 or 5 times, and through that, Marnie got really creeped out there. She didn't feel good. Hey Randy, how are you? And that was the first time we went to the picnic area. The second time we went, we had just finished investigating, and I got pretty nauseated. Didn't feel too good. It took driving away from there to start feeling better. And so that's kind of, I guess, an attack we've had before, to a certain degree. We've never been scratched up. Marnie's had a mark on her leg before, but we never had it to where we've had like bad bruises or scratch, like the 3 scratch marks you normally get and things like that, that people end up with. So, but we have had that happen as far as getting sick and not feeling good in a place. But hopefully we'll never be attacked, but you just never know. But we go in as much caution as possible and do the best we can. So that was one question I've had. Here's another one. The creepiest place we've ever been to so far. Creepiest, but again, it would be the haunted picnic area. Hell's Bridge is pretty creepy, but I do pretty well there. I deal with that place pretty good. But the haunted picnic area, the thing about the haunted picnic area is, you get in there and it's like the place entices you to come in. Like it's okay, come on in. And then there's like tons of spirits there. I mean, the story goes it's either a Indian burial ground that people have been killed there. Let's see what it's seances and stuff have gone on there. So you get kind of pulled into it, let's say. And so that is something that that the haunted picnic area is probably the creepiest place ever been to, and so far. And I know eventually there'll be other places, but that has to be out. It's one of those things where Marty don't like to go in there unless we have a group of people. That's just how crazy that place is. And you don't think of it when you first drive in. You don't think, well, this isn't, horribly bad, but it's like you get that enticing feeling by spirits that want to entice you to come in. So it's pretty creepy. And Amy says she'd be up in just a little bit. So those, yeah. So the haunted picnic area twice now in those questions. And if you go back and look at our videos there, you can kind of tell how maybe you can feel it just by watching. I've heard people say they can feel things just by watching or kind of sense things. So definitely go back and check them out. The last time we were there, we were there back at Halloween and had the REM pod, and the REM pod went off several times. Spirits were touching the antenna on that thing. So that's interesting. Another question I've been asked in the past is what do I think about people who fake their videos? And I'm pretty outspoken on that one. I've been outspoken for a while on it. I'm not at all a fan of people who do fake their videos. If you're doing it for entertainment purposes, that's one thing. But if you're out there faking a video to try to make people think that something's paranormal and it's not, I'm not a real big fan of that. Hey, G-Paul. So I don't, like I say, you can probably go back and listen to other live streams and videos I've done and talked about it. I don't like when people fake videos. I think that just it kind of gives the rest of us who are trying to do it legitimately a bad name. So I don't care for people that do fake videos. But like I say now, if you're doing it for entertainment purposes, okay, that's a whole different ball game, and I'm fine with that. But and you let people know, hey, this is just entertainment. I'm not really doing this. Just a fun thing to do. But even trying to fake them and doing like quote unquote fun stuff can entice spirits in a bad way too. So you got to be careful with that.
Yeah, Randy. Yeah, yeah. I'm just not real big on that. I don't. Um, I just, if I did a collaboration with somebody, I like to be doing collaborations with people who that are doing it like we are, just trying to figure out something, with a spirit box or whatever, and no, sometimes it's not a glorious thing to do. I mean, there's times I've done videos and it's not overwhelmingly exciting, but that's how it is. Another one, bucket list. On the bucket list, where would we be on the bucket list? Where places I would like to go? I know Maurice listened to it too. It's all right. So so the bucket list thing I want to give is in two different ways. There's bucket list of places that I could actually get into, and places that probably would not allow investigation. So the top of my bucket list is Waverly Hills. I would love to go to Waverly Hills Sanatorium. I think it'd be uh, one of the coolest places to go to an investigation. Um, so that is definitely a top of my bucket list. Also, places like Hell's Bar Dam, Brushy Mountain Penitentiary. Let's see. Those are the top ones. The Alamo would be a good one to go to do. And these are places that I've read and you can kind of do investigations at. And so those are the places you could get into on my bucket list. Now, if I could do an investigation just anywhere and I was allowed to do it, I would definitely would say Washington, D.C. I'd like to do the White House, maybe the state capitol, places like Lincoln's Memorial and Washington Monument. Places like that would be a real cool. Those would be on my bucket list of places that I probably could not do an investigation, but would like to. Um, yeah, Joliet Prison would be cool to do. Rob's been there before. I know Brushy Mountain is not too far from us, and I would like to definitely go do that. I think prisons are kind of unique. I wish our Craggy prison that we have here was available to do that, but it's so eat up with asbestos that they won't allow people to go into those. But that would be definitely a very creepy place to go to. I do actually have Craggy Prison on our videos that we've done. It's a daytime look at it. I didn't really do an investigation, but you can kind of see how creepy it is from the outside. Let's see. Randy says, I just watched a video. Hell's Bar Dam was more document. Yeah, I've seen a lot of documentaries on them, on a place like that, and I've seen investigations done. Um, and an old South Pittsburgh Hospital would be another one that's down in that area as well, Randy, that I think would be kind of cool to do. I've seen documentaries and investigations on that one. That would be kind of cool. They're planning on opening up space underneath the Lincoln Memorial to show construction. Oh, that'd be cool. Be good to go in there and do an investigation. So yeah, so those are places I would like to go.
Paris catacombs.
Oh, the catacombs. That'll be another place.
They're all over the world. Catacombs are, but the Paris ones.
The Paris ones, yeah. There's been several people done investigations there, or been there and done documentaries and stuff. And I'm like with Randy, I like documentaries too. I like to see the history of places, and you kind of get an idea of what you're going into before you investigate, which is pretty cool. Now I'm planning on kind of doing a documentary on Helen's Bridge, and it'd be just a strict documentary and not really an investigation. So that'd be something I'll be doing soon. Tombstone and Gettysburg would be cool too. Yep, I would love that. So another question we have is, so far, the places we've been, favorite places to investigate. And I would have to say Helen's Bridge. And then there's one other place that I like too that is a favorite of mine, is a place called Bonaventure Cemetery. have maybe 3 or so videos of that place. The thing is about Bonaventure, it's a very peaceful cemetery with a lot of feel like just positive spirits in there and stuff. And so that would be. Don't you feel that way when you've gone there too? It's kind of a peaceful. It's a peaceful place to do investigations. So yeah, those are 2 favorite places to investigate. So far.
Hey, Brendan.
Brendan in the house. Race car man, what's up? Let's see another one.
Riverside. Hold on.
Oh, you like Riverside?
Yeah, you didn't want to say Riverside. I figured that'd be one of your
Well,
favorites.
yeah, another one would be Riverside. I didn't want to like name a ton of stuff, but but yeah, Riverside's another favorite for you too. You like that one?
Yeah,
you like going to Riverside. So yeah, so far those are our favorite places. Yeah. Let's see. What's another one we got? Is every place haunted?
No.
So I don't know that every place is haunted, but I do know that if you're doing things like seances and stuff, you can what I call sleeping spirits. You can wake them up and entice them and bring them in. I don't think that every place is considered haunted, but I believe that every place could be if you mess around with it. That could be, like I say, waking up sleeping spirits would be a good way to put that, I would say. But I don't know if every place is completely haunted. I know that I've been to some places and try to do investigations and not really get anything. So it's it's a good chance that not every place is, but you can really entice and wake spirits up if you ain't careful. Do I think Helen from Helen's Bridge is real? She is considered a folklore, although I will say this. We have been able to contact a female spirit up here more than once, and I feel could be Helen. Good chance. The story for her goes that she lost her daughter in a fire at Zelandia Castle, which is beside the bridge, and she, being distraught, went to the bridge and hung herself. That's interesting. But though you cannot really find anything about that in like newspapers or anything like that, but sometimes things would be hidden and kept away too, so you wouldn't know about it. So what I'm getting at is there was never like newspaper articles that came out and said, "Oh, lady hung from a bridge, found by police," or something like that. There is stories in newspapers about Helen's Bridge and how it is haunted by a spirit named Helen, and people have had encounters and have seen her. And I don't mean people dressed up in, dresses and stuff and things like that, but I'm talking about actual apparitions. They've actually seen her before. So it's supposed to be considered a folklore, but I kind of feel like there's a little truth to it somewhere. But that's kind of where I stand with it. And I do enjoy going. Matter of fact, the last video I put up last night was about Helen's Bridge. So if you haven't seen that, please check it out. But it's a really interesting place. And I've had several people or fellow YouTubers who want to go and investigate. Randy says about documentary Crossroads. Have to agree with you. Always good to know. Yeah, it's always good to know history about places, and that's very important. Marnie has been great. When we first started doing our channel and stuff, Marnie would go in and read about places before we went. Yeah, Marnie. Yeah, not too much anymore. But if there's somewhere new we're going to, Marnie will check it out. But when we first started, Marnie would do a lot of investigating in places, that were haunted and try to figure out, what made them haunted. What's going on there. So it's always good to have a backstory and know what you're going into. Even things that are folklore, there can be some truth to that. Let's see. Another one is favorite paranormal equipment. So we've had different things over the years we've tried. Recently, the Necrophonic app, the Ghost Detector tool app, we SB7, SB11, EMF detector. Let's see, recorder, and just good old fashioned camera picking up a disembodied voice more than once. And so we've had things happen on all of those. I'd have to say probably and we've got a REM pod too. I forgot about that one. So every one of those equipments that we have, something has happened on. But I think my favorite would be the SB7 and now the SB11. They're very similar in a way. So those would be my favorite ones. The thing is with like the EMF detector, there's times it's going off, times it's not. So it's pretty cool one to have. But I love the reverse radio frequencies of the SB7 and the SB11. Marnie really likes the SB11 real well since we've gotten it. So yeah, I'd say that. What do you think?
Yeah, I haven't used it as much as I wish I could, but yeah, I like it.
What would be your favorite out of all the ones we've used so far?
I think just a plain old cell phone. We've had a lot of interesting luck with.
Oh yeah, just like disembodied voices or stuff like that.
If we were out and about and didn't have your camera back, we would just use a cell phone. Yeah,
and we started out with a cell phone. That's just how we got our channel started. Was you use a cell phone to get started with, and you can be successful. We got a disembodied voice say hey, and a disembodied dog whimper. So that was very interesting. So Brandon said it's a great idea to do research because you may come across a way to protect yourself. Yep. Come across some kind of entity, maybe like a witch or something, or who knows, something demonic. Knowing the history and background, and plus, there's places, and we don't go into like abandoned places. Maybe one or two we've done. We don't really have anything around here to go into. A lot of stuff is
it's all locked up now.
Locked up and stuff. So, but it's good to know if somebody's been there before. Hey, there's holes in the ground or floors or things like that. So you kind of get an idea of what you get into before you go into that place. And the one thing I'll say about cemeteries, if you ain't careful, you'll step in like 9 million holes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just awful. That's the one. SB7.
Well,
yeah, SB7 is good. Huh?
A lot of the caskets, the ground sinks. So that's a giant hole.
Yeah, you have that. And then just, over time, you'll find things like gophers, running around in the cemeteries.
Yeah, Rob, we would love night vision too.
Yeah, I would love to do night vision at some point in time. That would be cool. But I think the SB7, now SB11. And the thing I like about the SB11, I got, if you're not familiar with it, it's a bigger version of the SB7, and it's two different radios and built into one. And
it's got a
thermometer on it, and you can
a light.
Yeah, they got the red light, which is cool. And then you can run the either AM or FM. Well, I prefer AM. That's our preferred way of doing it. But you can run them in reverse on one and forward on the other, and that really it's interesting when stuff comes through.
It's really clear.
Yeah, it's pretty really clear. So, and that's one thing I was going to say too was we've been using like Necrophonic app lately, but I'm going to kind of go away from that and go right back into our SB7s, SB11s. I want to kind of go back and start doing a little bit like we did over the last few years. And this is actually our third year where we started our channel in July 3 years ago. So have stepped in holes in cemeteries. Yeah. Whew.
Yeah, we're all.
You got to be careful.
And then the living scare.
Yeah.
They scare us all more than the dead.
Yeah, the living or animals. Lately, we've come across bears.
Yeah. We've had had several bear encounters, and then a rabbit
Mhm.
was tucked in with some flowers.
Yeah, Marnie went to raise some what's it called, arrangement, a flower arrangement. She was going to put it back up just out of respect of the headstone there.
I will never.
And when she lifted up, a rabbit come flying out of there. So you got to be careful. You got to really be careful. Let's see. The last question I had was, do we always get something in every place we go? Not necessarily. I can feel spirits around me a lot. My empathy is pretty high. Marnie will sometimes see shadows and stuff. I will occasionally get shadows. But one place in particular, I felt a lot of spirits around me was a place called Buzzard Rock. And I think I got like one word come to the ghost detector app. And but I could feel the spirits around me. They just wasn't really willing to talk. So there's times we've gone into places and I'm like, and even places we've been several times before and gotten a lot of cool stuff, and you go back and you don't get anything. So we don't always get things just because we go to a place that's supposed to be haunted.
Sorry, y'all. I'm typing.
But
I'm
writing up.
Yeah.
What other questions if you all have questions for us, please comment.
Yeah, you can ask us anything.
Yeah, ask us questions. As a matter of fact, what I want to do about another month from now, I want to do another Q&A, and I want to get it to where I'll put it on Twitter so you all can comment or direct message comments or questions you have for us. The reason why I was doing this tonight is because these are questions we've had in the past. Some we've addressed, some we've not, or just kind of.
I have one.
Okay, you got one.
So, like, you love Helen's Bridge,
Mhm.
and you go up there and film a lot.
Yep.
Do you think if you did not know how active that place was, you would even care to go up there? And we've known this like almost all our lives because we're from this area, and it's always just been what are those things called? Like an urban legend.
Yeah.
But do you think you would keep going up, or would have ever gone up there?
If I didn't know about it, or if nobody ever had any encounters or anything, probably not.
Unless you went
unless I just
see
went
the whole bridge up in the air.
Yeah, I mean, now that's the thing too, because we've had people who came up here from Charlotte or Greensboro or something like that one time. Remember those?
Somehow
people?
They heard about it.
They heard about the bridge, but didn't know it was haunted. Helen's Bridge was on one of their like a magazine that they were reading, and it didn't say anything about it being haunted. It says a place to visit while you're in Asheville. So the S box, you talking about what S box are you talking about? I mean, we're in the SB7 spirit box and the SB11.
No, he was just talking about those. He knows.
Oh, okay.
He uses 7.
Oh, that's Randy. Yeah.
So S box must be something. We don't know.
Maybe something different. There is a music box too that that one place we got the SB11 from had. I don't know much about it. There's a music
Randy,
box.
can you tell us more about this S box?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a beautiful place year round.
And I do encourage, I've said this in videos before, I do encourage people to come check out Riverside and be respectful, and Helen's Bridge and be respectful.
Isn't that where you
no. Okay, I have to look that up. I'm not familiar with the S box. Maybe I am and just can't think of what it is.
Are you looking it up right now?
Yeah, I can look it up. The thing is, like, recently, and I've told Marnie about this too. Like, Helen's Bridge has gotten graffitied. It did have a ton of trash up there, but somebody's cleaned it up recently.
Well, speaking of that place,
it really is.
Jan's in here right now, and Jan made a comment. Jan, her comment made so much sense. You know, didn't you want to tell her thank you for that?
Which one? Okay, I may have missed
for your when it said orange. And
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you mean from the video last night? I'm sorry. I thought you meant tonight.
Yes,
I'm
that
sorry.
was a wonderful comment, Dan. I'm glad that you pointed it out.
Okay, so the S box I have seen. Yes, it is. This is what it looks like.
Looks like a little radio.
Yeah, a little radio.
Oh, it looks like it goes along with your SB7.
No, it's totally different. It is a spirit box, and you can run it similar to an SB7 in a lot of ways. But no, Randy, we've not tried that. But
have you tried it, Randy?
I have. I do know what you're talking about. I didn't. It took me for a minute to remember what that was. But no, I've not tried that one. But that would be interesting to try.
Did Marty and you meet through the hobby of No, we didn't. We
No.
actually met in high school a long time ago, like in the early 1900s.
Probably 1900s.
No, we met in high school.
1990s.
Yeah, we had a science class together, and
We did.
then met back up through social media though, but
Yeah.
not YouTube.
We were friends through Facebook, and yeah, but we knew each other beforehand, but not through paranormal.
It was more like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Oh, there's another
Yeah.
question that I've had too. Now that I think about it, somebody, I think it was our friend Dave asked.
Look!
A long time ago. He asked, where was I going with this? No, no,
Okay.
oh, he asked, do you always believe in spirits? Have you always believed, or just recently? Or since I was little, I've always believed in some kind of a form of spirits. How about you?
No.
No.
And I'm still the skeptical one that wants to get the backstory.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know like every side of the story.
And see, that's the thing too. I go into every place, even though I've been several times or maybe never before, but I go into every place skeptical that I'm going to catch something. Do I believe in spirits? Yes. Hey, Cody, how are you?
Hey, Cody.
I do, but I'm always skeptic that I'm going to be able to catch anything or not,
And here's another cool thing though.
which helps.
There are a lot of couples we know that do this,
Mhm.
and some are like 100% with each other on this,
Mhm.
and some are like you and I. Like sometimes we're like just there to show support,
Mhm.
and like I don't know, I'm not going to get out of the car, or
Mhm.
hey, I'm going to stay home today, but I support you.
Mhm.
So we have that a lot, even though like
Yeah, there's people who do that a lot. Yeah.
it is a hobby. It is something that we enjoy learning about and doing. But yeah, we support each other, even though we don't.
Marnie doesn't do a ton of the investigations. I mean, you might see some videos where she's filmed some places like we've gone like Vance Birthplace. You've done a video when I did one at the same time. Things like that. But I'm usually at the, like I guess you say, at the forefront doing the investigations. Marnie's great as a support and also someone who does a lot of research to help me
I'm
out
good
with
at
things.
holding equipment.
You like to hold she likes to have the EMF detector. Marnie does that a lot. And she likes to see if spirits can touch it. And but yeah, I mean, you got to some couples are like one does one thing all the time, the other does the other thing, and then you have those who are just like support.
I'm also good at arranging meetups and stuff with our friends that are also paranormal people.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, let's go get dinner here beforehand. And I'm good at that kind of thing.
So yeah, I mean,
I'm the social.
But we have like we have friends that like one mainly is the investigator, does a lot of the spirit box stuff, and the other one is maybe a hammer holder or there for support or whatever the case is, or just there for support in general. But that's it's always like that, which is pretty cool. So anybody else got any questions that they'd like to ask? Feel free to. I was trying to think if there was anything else I've been asked over time.
Have you? Okay, so we had this really nasty thunderstorm today, and probably like most of the East Coast did.
Mm-hmm.
So, have you ever been investigating in a storm? Or snowed or anything?
where we've been. Okay. No, because usually I look ahead on the weather. But and then there's a reason for that because I don't want to get caught up in a storm. But I have been out and it started raining on me though.
You've not ever been hit by the sprinklers at places, have you?
No.
But you have ran into the mowers and the weed eaters. That was
As a matter
recently
of fact, yeah, I get out there mowing, or they'll get out there cutting grass and stuff, and all of a sudden, you're like, I was doing an investigation over in Tennessee at a place I've never been to before, and it's like an hour half drive.
Not
from here,
even, yeah,
an hour 15 minutes. I mean, it's not like it's very close. It's like Riverside's like what, 15 minutes from here. So I'm out there doing an investigation, and then they start with the weed eaters, lawnmowers, and
you moved and didn't. It was like
moved.
They followed you or something.
Well, yeah, there was like it wasn't just one person; it was like 3 or 4 out there cutting this huge area, and it's where Andrew Johnson. Johnson.
Oh, it was Johnson. Oh, yeah. I always get that one wrong. I wasn't
Andrew
there.
Johnson, where he's buried. It's a beautiful place, and they
had to come in your little area.
Come right in my area.
Yeah.
So I moved around, and then here come another lawnmower. So I just gave up. I knew this was going to take some while.
Right.
Take some time.
Randy says, "Have you checked out Gettysburg here in PA?"
Oh, I love to. No,
I know, right? I have seen so many cool videos, and they're like real. They're not anything fake. I love it.
What they
looking
catch.
those up. Yeah,
it's remarkable. There's so much energy.
Why don't you host us, Randy?
We'll come there. On I'd like to do that sometime. I would love to go to Gettysburg sometime. That'd be great. That is a place I would love to visit.
This
What's the
is
most
a
far-fetched
cool
paranormal theory you've ever far-fetched?
That is a good question. I don't know.
Let me think about that a second. Hey, Nicole. How are
Nicole.
You? Far-fetched.
There's a lot that are far-fetched.
I've had. I have had people say something about how spirits take over their body, and that, and it's not like a possession, but it's kind of like, they go into the spirit's body and the spirit goes into theirs. It was something I cannot remember, like a switcheroo or something. That was. Now I understand, possessions and stuff, but now to switch into a spirit's body and then switch into yours on purpose is I think that's kind of far-fetched.
I think that just lies in general drive me crazy, and especially when you can see it or you just know it's crap. That really.
Oh, you're talking about like the fake stuff, yeah.
Well, the fake videos, the I don't know, the titles, if somebody even puts a title out there.
Clickbait,
yeah. And then even the baloney of people saying that they got possessed, and you can clearly see that, boy, that's a big show,
Well, and that was something I've been asked too. I think our friend Dave asked me, said, do you believe in putting clickbaits on your videos to get views? And I don't. And the reason why is because over time, Nicole says clickbait drive me nuts. Over time, people lose respect for you. If you put like the last video I just put up, I said the spirit said jump. I think is how I titled it. But anyway,
it really did say.
You could hear it in the spirit box. I wasn't lying.
And it moved it, or whatever the title was when it moved our toy.
Yeah, I said something moved it, and I had the picture of the fidget spinner sitting on the door. So, there's times that I will put things in videos so you can watch and see what we saw or heard.
It might be a boring title, but it's at least the truth.
Well, sometimes there. Like investigation at a cemetery. A lot of times when I put that, it's just I had an investigation. It wasn't nothing spectacular, crazy, or weird. It was just an investigation. But
right, like Nicole says, she just names hers where she is.
Yeah. I may say Helen's Bridge or something. But now something crazy happens.
I'm not either Randy. And Randy says until he experiences it, he's not going for possession bullshit.
Yeah, no. I believe that okay, so here's what I believe as far as possessions go. I believe it has to be a demon. I don't think that Uncle Joe that died, is possession. Now I do believe though that Uncle Joe you may hear whispers. He may try to contact you, or things like that. But I don't think that Uncle Joe is going to possess you. I've heard that before, that human spirits can possess. I mean, there is that possibility. I guess it could, but I feel like it's the demons that do that more so than anything else. But and you have things too. Another thing that Martin's talking about, like fake videos too. I've seen YouTubers. I'm never going to call out names. I'll never do that. But I've seen them they'll be filming, let's say in a hallway of a home or something, right? And a tin can or something comes out of a room, right?
I'm not laughing. I'm laughing because everybody in this room has probably seen that video that you're mentioning.
Well, no, these are like not just one, there's several.
Oh.
But, and just different YouTubers that do it. But, a tin can comes out of the room. Now, when they turn to go in that room, if that room has a wall to the right, so if you turn right, all you're going to see is a wall, right? But they go in straight ahead. They don't turn left to look to see if there's something behind that wall. The reason why is because when they go into that, I need to do a demonstration on this sometime. When they go straight in, they're able to let their buddy get out behind them and run away, and then they can turn left and scan the room.
Yeah, people do not do that.
Me, if something comes out of a room and there's a wall to the right, the first thing I want to do, because I can already see straight ahead, I want to turn left, and then come back, pan back towards the center again. That way, first of all, it shows that you don't have a buddy in there, and secondly, it's just it just drives me crazy. And they'll make his faces and like they're scared or something. I'm like, oh, really? Come on. But like I say, there again.
That goes back to Brendan's question where I was saying, like, all that fake stuff, you can just totally see it's not real.
You can see. But like I say, if you're doing it for entertainment purposes and you tell people it's entertainment purposes, I don't have a problem with it. Let's see. Let's catch up on comments here. Nicole
says, I just saw a video on someone I see a lot of, and he is like, no, not yet. Wait till I say, then a replay and the door slams shut. I think we all know who that is.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I think. You can private message us, Nicole. I think I know what you're talking about.
If you want to share.
But yeah, so, things like a clickbait.
Everybody loses their like credential. Oh, wait, what is it? You lose your
your respect or whatever.
You lose your credit though when you start lying.
People over time see clickbait. They kind of get frustrated with it. I think I don't remember who it was, but they had like tons of subscribers, right?
You got caught.
No, actually, I was eating a
chocolate
candy, Landor candies. And actually it popped when I eat. Bit into it's got caramel in it. I've seen people put in, their comments like, this was the very last or something. And you're thinking that they're done or whatever. And you think they're done or something, or finished with their videos and stuff or whatever. And it ends up being, this is the last time I want to visit a McDonald's. I mean, this is something stupid, Yep. Oh, yeah. I found them at Save More. See, yes, I did. I just lose respect for that over time. It's crazy. I mean, I love, we go through and you watch YouTubers who are trying. And what I mean by trying is you're trying to talk to a spirit, get something to happen, a fidget spinner to move, or an EMF to light up or whatever. And you're giving it all you can give it, And you're doing the best you can. That's where people say, well, that's not entertaining. Well, true. It's not like totally entertaining, but once you start getting a spirit to speak with you and things start making sense, That's what a paranormal investigation is. It's not, professional wrestling.
Really, you finished your sentence with that?
Well,
It's not professional.
well,
wrestling.
wrestling is fake to a certain degree. It's not fake when they get hurt. I mean, I've actually been inside a ring, took bumps and stuff. I know how those
It's
things
just
hurt,
rigged.
but it is written out. Who's going to win, whatever. So, yeah, that's just kind of Yep, Nicole.
Let me see. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah. Yep.
Nicole just messaged us, guys. That's why we're making all these crazy noises.
We know what you're talking about. And we have seen the same thing, which is why we don't
watch a lot of that stuff.
Now, I do like people who go and not really investigate, but go to like abandoned places and just kind of check things out too. I love exploring. Which is why we have exploring, our name.
The one abandoned place that I remember that you went to,
Mm-hmm.
I was scared to death, and you left me in the car, and you were like, "No, this could be dangerous. I'll be right back." You didn't sound like that. Anyway, you were gone what seemed like 2 hours, and anyway, now they've got that place boarded up. It has had crime happen since then. I'm so glad they did that.
Yeah, it is. Well, I didn't go in there and do an investigation or anything. I went in there and filmed it, and that was pretty much it. Would I go back and do an investigation if I was allowed to? Yeah.
Where at that particular place?
Yeah, but everything is boarded up, shut off now. I mean, you can go into play. Honestly, unless it says no trespassing or something, generally people just go in and film stuff. But, if it says no trespassing, probably not a good idea to go.
Yeah.
There was a house I went into about when we first started filming.
Right up the road?
Yep.
Yeah.
And no no
signs
up or anything. So I was able to get in there and film, just film the house, not film an investigation.
Now, right?
No, it's still there. Okay, Randy. Urban explorers are cool if there's, but yeah, and sometimes people will go in not doing an investigation, or maybe they're not even paranormal investigators. And they just sometimes will catch things. Like there was a guy that went into those caves. Remember, they had the chains hanging.
Oh, that was
and
wild.
that one chain was the only one moving back and forth. And he wasn't in there doing investigation as far as paranormal. He was just in there to show the place. Oh, this place is cool. This place.
Yeah.
And he got.
I think it would take more than a week, Cecilia, to do the Biltmore.
Oh yeah, I'd spend a week there.
A week in just maybe just part of the house.
Yeah, just the whole place. I like to investigate. There's places I would love to spend at least a couple of nights in and investigate. I think that'd be really cool. Brushy Mountain would be a good place to have a couple of nights, to film. I've seen okay, Randy, welcome back. I've seen one show that I watch, and it's one of those you just kind of, so it's a TV show, and you kind of just look at it as, is it real? Maybe not. Some things are catching. But anyway, you just spend 2 nights in places. So, and they're the Tennessee Wraith Chasers. But again, it's a TV show, so I only take I take it for what it is. But if you go into a place and do what's good is if you can go into what they call and what other people call a baseline sweep. You can go in, and if you're told this floor is haunted, this basement's haunted, or whatever, and you kind of go in and do a sweep, kind of see if anything happens. If you get, for instance, if you go into, let's say the 3rd floor somewhere, and you got the EMF going off, you got REM pod going, you got all these activities, so you'll know where to go back to when you actually do your full investigation. Hey, Georgie, how are you, buddy? Yeah, the movie Private Eyes with Don Knotts. Yeah, I love that movie. But that is pretty cool. I mean, you get in there and you try to figure, what where your most activity is. Yeah, you may find farmer with a shotgun. You're absolutely right, Nicole. You never know. You just got to be careful going in places. Which is I mean, like around here, it's just not easy to go. I mean, I know there's a lot of people who can go into abandoned places, like wherever. Let's say, like, I don't know. I've seen people do a lot, like in Texas and Florida and maybe Alabama and place. I mean, they're able to find haunted places that are abandoned you can get into, but around here it's just not that easy. And that's what it is. I mean, it is what it is. But anyway, so like we're saying, clickbaits are not something I like to do. But I do want people to watch my videos and over time know that we're doing things out of respect and doing it the right way. And that's another thing. That was a question. Like, do you entice spirits or things like no. I do not want to ever entice a spirit. I don't care if it's a human form or a demon. I don't want to do that because you don't want that kind of issues. George can be the first one to tell you you don't want to entice spirits, and you got to be careful just doing a simple investigation on things too. And but always going with respect. The only time I get a little bit upset with spirits is when they're trying to do something, or like we may have like demon come through the ghost detector app or something, and I will say you need to leave, and do it in a forceful way. But I don't go in and try to make spirits angry just to get them to do something. I don't think that's a smart idea. But if you do it respectfully, they will usually, touch an EMF detector, maybe let the REM pod go off, speak to a spirit box. You do it respectfully, and you're going to get spirits that are genuinely trying to speak to you. They will come through. But Nicole said, "Where are my crossroads of pride?" Yes.
Thank you, Nicole.
We love you, Nicole. Thank you. But let's see.
Yeah, respect is a big thing,
Yeah.
Randy.
Yeah, it is. And Asian culture, screaming, cursing. Yeah. I mean, you don't want to do stuff. You don't want to do anything that's going to entice spirits to do things.
It's not that big.
Oh. But just do if you're new to paranormal and you're trying it out, I would encourage you to go into it with respect.
Thank you, George. You're awesome too.
We love you, Georgie. But yeah, just do things out of respect and be careful. Be very, very careful.
Nicole is sweet and nice. She doesn't have to try.
Of course not. And please, by the way, check out each other's channels. And what they call butter buns. Amy likes to call it butter buns. But I mean, just like I say, just do things the best way you can. That's a lot of questions we've had. We've had a lot of different questions over the time. But and trigger objects are very important too if you can do it. I'm gonna turn the camera on for a minute.
Ooh.
Peekaboo.
No.
You don't want to be seen?
No.
But let's see. And like I say, trigger objects and things like that are cool to use, but do respectively. Like Thomas Wolfe, for instance, people do go and put pins at his grave.
He was a writer. So
he was a writer,
they put pins in the flower.
And the thing was, Henry is buried there too, and is also a writer, but I think I only seen 2 pins, but a ton of change. So if we're having corn shortages because Henry's got them at his gravesite. No, there was some. There was quite a few, but let me clear out. So I keep getting all kinds of
have
things
you gotten
on
the
here.
question of What's the weirdest thing you've ever come across? Like, I can answer one of those.
The weirdest thing I've ever come across?
Yeah.
Oh, you go ahead. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
do you remember I was like, hang on, we were about to leave a cemetery. I was like, hang on, I want to go down there and see what this is. And it was a grapefruit. God, it was an eggplant.
Eggplant, yeah.
And it was sitting in a basket with a red towel over it. I don't know if you guys know anything about it, but I had to really search and find out what that meant.
That was strange.
You've got it videoed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
And we went back and we saw that it had been knocked over.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it
something
was
knocked it over, and the eggplant became rotten over time. It was,
George, I'm feeling a little bit better. I got some medicine going on. Thank you for asking.
But I think the weirdest thing is
How's the SB11?
SB11. The SB11's been pretty interesting. It's one of those things where it took me a little bit to get used to the SB7 and know what was radio and what was, spirit speaking. So I'm getting used to that now. I think it's working pretty good. I like it. The weirdest thing I've ever remember those shorts we found?
Oh yeah, they were like camouflage pants, but they were cutoffs. They're into shorts.
Yep.
We found those in a cemetery. It looked like someone just actually vanished.
Their shorts
were
the only
laying
things
there
left.
perfectly, like someone just got sucked away from them.
Well, it was weird because you're walking through a cemetery and you see a pair of shorts sitting there. You're like, what the hell is that there for?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
Well, I guess though, if you only speak English, if you're at the Great Wall of China, maybe you should know a little bit of Chinese, or whatever country you might be in, you may need to know a little bit of their language. And then, but if that's all that they could speak, then hope they would probably, if they thought, they may think deep in their heart that the spirits know multiple languages. I
think maybe spirits do. I think the spirits can at least understand. See, that's something I've never dived into, like different foreign languages and stuff. Although we've had foreign languages come through the necrophonic and the SB11 or SB7 at the time. I think we may have heard something through the SB11 recently too. But so that is. Yeah, at least have a translator. Yeah, that would make a big difference. It would help because I don't know. I kind of have a feeling maybe all spirits can understand things when they're passed on. Although I'm not there again.
I don't know. Are you going to learn French if we go to Paris and do the catacombs?
I can try, but I'll forget by the time I get there.
I'm not going to learn it.
I forget. But yeah, I've never thought.
There's like a translator, a spirit that is a translator that nobody can see. They help us out.
Well, you can actually translate words on the phone. You can type in a word or something, or let it hear something and do a translation. That's interesting though. I never thought of it. But yeah, now like military. We've gone to Newton Academy. We've gotten some things through the ghost detector and stuff that are somewhat related to the Civil War times.
And it's a Civil War cemetery.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I think food was one of them. Hungry, just things like that. But also like unit.
Yeah.
Stuff like that came through.
Thank you for coming in, Randy. We appreciate you. Have a good night.
Thank you, Randy. Yeah, that's true, sis. That is a question I've had before too. Do you think that some of the stuff you come across is related to? No, let me say it this way. Some of the spirits you contact, do you think they're still in their era when they died? Like they died in the 40s or something.
Oh yeah.
And I do believe they are. I believe that. I think when spirits see us now, they're confused probably on some things, but I really believe that. If they died in the 1940s, you're probably going to get some things coming through, whatever you're using that may be related to the 1940s. maybe like World War II, possibly, or things like that. I believe that the spirits kind of understand only where they were. But maybe I could be wrong. But it just seems like when we contact the spirits from way back, it just seems like a lot of stuff comes through from what they knew then.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So,
yep.
And you got to be careful too, because some spirits will trick you. Some spirits will tell you there's something. They're not like children. They can say they're children. They can say they're a woman and be a man. George has come across that not long ago. So you got to be careful when speaking with spirits, because you never know what you're going to get. Kind of like a life is a box of chocolates. Yeah.
I need to see.
Okay. Go ahead. Yeah, but I don't know. Nicole, what do you think? Do you think that they're kind of spirits are still in their if they die in the 40s or 50s, that's where they remember the most and what you understand the most?
Or anybody.
Yeah.
That wants to answer.
Yeah, or anybody. Yeah. George, what do you think? But I just kind of believe that whatever era and that they were living in.
I most definitely believe that that's true because of when Zelda Fitzgerald,
Uh-huh.
Who was F. Scott Fitzgerald's wife,
Mhm.
she died in a fire not far from here. Anyway, yeah, I think that they're stuck in that time, don't you?
Yeah, and I've the investigation we did kind of made me feel that way, because we were getting some interesting answers that night. That was on a Halloween night, and we were getting some interesting answers.
Yeah.
But the things that hey, K-Dog.
Hey.
Yeah, K-Dog. I agree with that too. Yeah. The thing with Zelda and people who've done investigations there too have come across where they've had pictures of like women running with fire on them. So that yeah, I believe that they're in that time frame. Although Zelda's been seen not only at where Highland Hospital used to be, where Richmond Inn is. Did you know that?
No, was the inn there though?
Yeah, and
so did
from what I
she
understand,
and F. Scott go stay at the inn?
And they stayed at. I always thought the Grove Park Inn, which is where F. Scott stayed a lot.
Alone,
apparently, because he would put her in the hospital and he'd go over there and do his thing. And so he would stay at the Grove Park Inn. And that's where, through that is kind of, the Pink Lady situation at the Grove Park Inn. And our friend Matt from the radio station we've gone to and been on before, years ago did an investigation. I think it was like the early 2000s, late 90s. And kind of maybe had a connection with F. Scott and the Pink Lady, and maybe he had something to do with her becoming a ghost.
her demise.
Her demise. So yeah, but it was never something that they wanted to that the Grove Park Inn wanted to be out there, or where people could read about it.
Yep.
But oh well, it happens. Some places like to have things under wraps. And then, you have places that don't want you to do an investigation there because of, they're afraid people think if it's haunted, they won't come and stay. Then you have the flip side of that where people, oh yeah, we want to be known as a place that's haunted because people will come and stay here. So you never know.
Oh, so K-Dog's had some stuff going on about from the 50s and 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Is your building that old, K-Dog? we had some issues that we thought were even older than that in this house, and we recorded it. Nothing was on the video that we could see, but you could hear stuff. Remember?
Yeah.
And we think that that was just old. Like, I don't know why we thought it was older than, I don't know, maybe early 1900s.
There's just been a lot of different things we've come across.
Yeah.
That's made it interesting to see what error it might be, but who knows? You don't know.
No.
For sure.
Well, like people go into the gallows, like in downtown where we had the gallows, you know what I'm talking about? And then like you could hear like chains rattling, them dragging chains and stuff. So they're still stuck in that situation.
Yeah, you could hear that, and that part of the area where it used to be the jail or prison.
Oh, geez, K-Dog, move.
What did you say? Oh my Lord!
248 deaths, 56 murders, 18 homicides, 128 suicides.
Oh my God!
Jeez,
that's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot of spirits hanging around in that area. I don't know.
Holy cow!
I you know that is a lot. That's like a war right there. I mean. Oh my God! I guarantee you, Gettysburg and places like that would be be something like that. Yeah. Kids can feel a lot of things, for sure. But yeah, that I've heard a lot of people say that where the Pink Lady's room was in the area where she died, that balcony area. Yeah, the people can feel and sense things and stuff like that. So I would love to. We need to go in there one day. And
I would be willing to rent a room for the night just to
like
sneak out in the middle of the night and do something.
And just kind of film, see what you get.
Yeah.
Never know. Yeah, I would like to go to. There's another place around here. It's an inn, and I can't think the name of it, but it's haunted. But they said you could do investigations there too, but it's a little bit pricey. But anyway, if nobody else has any questions for us, they don't go ahead and shut it down for the night. Basically, wanted this to be like a Q&A tonight of things we've had asked in the past. But I would do another one soon, and what I'll do is I'll put it up on Twitter, like I said. You can comment or direct message us with your questions, and maybe about another month from now, we'll do another one of these. Maybe we do these like every 3 or 4 months or something, and because people do have questions, we have new people that come aboard that might want to ask us questions too. So, but the apartment is completely haunted.
Maybe wants to come investigate.
That'd be interesting.
Oh, wow.
So that goes, K-Dog. But anyway, like I said, I think we'll go ahead and shut it down for the night. But I do appreciate everyone being here tonight and being a part of our question and answer. And we'll be back here next Monday night. And maybe we'll do, I think maybe next week we'll do an investigation with maybe one of our haunted dolls. So that's probably what we'll do next week. But thank you for being here, and we love you all, and everyone have a good night. Bye.